The thing that has surprised me the most about YouTube over the latter half of 2020 has been how much of a community has grown from so small things in retrospect. 100 and 200 days taking off and catching everyone's attention. 300 over the horizon, almost guaranteed to do the same. We've had so many people just want to get together and create something. So I created a Minecraft SMP server and have let the community build basically whatever they want for the past 100 real world days. We've added things to the game, created additional features and mechanics, but the community's creativity and the lore that they've been creating has been the primary driving factor as far as what this server has been like. And today, I want to take just a little while and walk you all through everything that they have done, not so much what I have made. Because at the end of the day, all I did was kind of bring them together. And what they've done since then has been magical. So this is 100 days of a Minecraft SMP server and showing you how it all turned out. Okay, so this is my favorite community build that we have had happen. And this one isn't one of the build events. This was actually all done in survival. We were on a stream over on Twitch and we came across this triple intersecting ravine, which was just amazing. And we're like, that's it, we're gonna be dwarves. So we started building into this and people have beautified the bottom of the area, and there's grass here. They made a nice river, like a nice waterfall with the stained glass to detail it out, so it looks all super cool. Everyone lived here because this was the Legundo team, so everyone wanted to be on it. But we have like a max tier enchanting area, and then if I go down here, it sneaks into what I was setting up as my base. Ring the bell, turn on subscriber notifications, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. But also, this was kind of the predecessor to the E-Emporium, and this is an awesome mall that somebody was building, and this is before we had shops too. So I think this was also ECR, so this is the same person who had set up who now runs the actual mall since we have the mechanics to do so. But yeah, this is, if I remember right, this is one of my favorite builds ever done. Excited to place it. Dwellers, this, every build must tell a good story, which if you should do this. But yeah, this is based off an actual abandoned mall in Detroit where it's just really nicely detailed and everything else. And then this was kind of basically the predecessor to the mall you saw you'll see at one point in the video. 3 or 4 days at that point, we had made the SMP live, and this was the first stream that I had done on it, and we stumbled into this area, and then the rest was history for a little while. This is the only place anyone lived for maybe 2 weeks, and then I actually had to say, basically on Discord, hey all, we should spread out because we're gonna get on top of each other very, very quickly. But we were all gonna get on top of each other. Like even this, you can see like it started to get a little like crowded. So now I want to take a couple minutes and show you everything that everybody has built since then and all of just the amazing, beautiful builds that everyone has made over the last 100 real world days here on this SMP server. This is Home Base by Pixels. This is awesome, like a medieval port city which has been made with all the custom trees that have been built and this nice path that leads around to several different old-timey homes in this area. And the people who primarily build this are based out of Germany, so they put their country's flag right there, which is really cool. But there's an awesome blacksmith, and then this is primarily their base where they have a ton of resources and stuff, which is really cool. Underneath here, they built a sextuple diamond beacon that has a villager breeder underneath, and there's a huge complex that they built underground here as well. And then they have this little port with this little dinghy. This one's my favorite out of all of them that they made. There's this huge ship as well, like this 3-mast ship which they've built, which just everything around here. This is one of my favorite builds on the server, and this town just keeps expanding. They make us sort of push how much we can set up. And then there's a small chunk which is here open, and they connected the pier into the next area over, where it's just this town that they also have they only have 5 beacons right now, but an iron beacon right here, and they've set up similar building styles. Like, they're definitely coordinated, but you can tell the marked difference between the spaces. Like, this is I love all the mob heads and player heads that are on the sticks right here. And then there's a villager trading hall, which is going on over here. And this is their primary base and house. Oh, and then there's the Holy Lands as well. So these two are managed by the same person. You can have a couple different lands. So you can have like a public one and then a private one. So this is Nebsy's little private space where it has their private base. And then you get into the Holy Lands, which is their overall base. So they have all of this constructed, a big bamboo and a super smelter, and then you get down into the public space over here, and it's like another industrial port city. Good vibes only. Like, everybody's been pretty chill. We've had some people we've had to deal with, like griefing and PvP stuff, but we've gotten better. There's a McDonald's. Horse Talkers review, 10 of 0. We have this little space, and then the pier. Everybody's been doing some really amazing nautical builds, which has been really, really cool to see. And I love seeing like the little details that everybody's been putting in, fish and fishing supplies. We want to go see in a little while. That's another big mob farm. I think that's the gunpowder. That's the biggest gunpowder farm on the whole server, I think, right now. Cheeky. I see what you did there. But this is my neighbor. So I kept walking through their land or peeking in. So they put Go Away Legundo in here, where we were doing a build event where we made a bunker underground. And I said, oh, this is the coolest bunker that we've made. And then they've gone and made something even cooler. And they're set up and they've moved this entire town now underground in that one space. So that's kind of cool. Oh, please let everybody sleep. I want to show off this animation, but I'm in spectator mode right now. I shouldn't count, but it fast forwards the night, and instead of jumping, it does like this beautiful animation to sunrise it. So it's just so good. I love it. I love it. Yes, this is one of the ones I was thinking of. This is another one of those kind of thematic base builds that people have been working on. And this one is more Viking style fjords and everything else. Like, this is an awful. Oh my god, that's so cruel. A lot more boxy log cabin, boathouse kind of design for everything else like that. There's a lot of, and it leads into this, which if I remember right, yep, this is more of the Holy Roman. This is part of their blacksmith, but this is like their sole blacksmith, that they wanted something that looked a lot cooler. And then again, another big longhouse build or two, which are just huge. Let's check out Sant Space. Sant is our power gamer. Okay? You think. Sant is our power gamer, just a little bit. He was one of the first people to get their way up to septuple beacons. So sextuple beacons. So we have a six stack beacon right there, and then there's another one right there, and then there's this just amazing flex right here. I think the goal is to make a 10 by 10 beacon. I think he said that's what he wanted to do. So 3, 6, 7, 8 right now. He's got a little bit more work to go to get it there, but getting close to the point where he's going to have a 10 by 10 beacon. Oh, yes. So this is our public. This is actually, I want to talk about this project because this is really interesting. This is the end project. Their thought was to do the ultimate thing that can be done on the game. So this is the plan. 164 netherite blocks equals 1,479 ingots equals 5,916 ancient debris, just under 92.5 stacks. The goal, nice, on page 69. So the goal, sign up here, do not sign the book. So this is just all the signatures of the people who are participating in this. The goal of this project is to make a netherite beacon. And they're actually doing something really interesting. They're selling items, they're selling, with air quotes, to the shop to be able to collect them all. So they're putting either items that are in here that get sucked down, or if you make an actual netherite block, you sell it to the shop and then that gets tracked. But they have a meeting room down here, which is just so cool looking. And then, yeah, just people have been putting random stuff in here. I don't think they have an emergency meeting button, but they do have something. Oh, no. That's just like there for aesthetics. Oh yeah, so this is another one of these kind of lighthouse towers that people have been building and just doing this. But I really wanted to shout out this one because look at the massive wheat fields that they've set up. Like, you have people who, for some of their projects, has just been making sure that everyone has food. And there's like 4 or 5 different people that have set up massive food supplies and will go drop it off at the tower and just do that. And then this person, they kind of also like, they're the house on the hill and the farm outside of this villager town that they have set up. And this, I've seen this town get used for raids a lot to be able to get some different stuff, including black iron, which is one of the custom items that we have on the server. So that was Baskervilles. Border Gang. Border Gang is a fun one. Leave a sign with your IGN for an invite. There, so we have a 15K by 15K world border, just so the map doesn't get too big. And these people were like, we're gonna live as far away from everyone else as possible. So Tacky is here, and there's a couple people who just wanted to participate in this. So you can enter Border Gang. All you have to do is make it here is their rule. So it's really, really cool to see people just pushing it to the extreme. So it's kind of fun. Dogfish, I think, has just claimed there's some people who are just getting started. So let's just, you know, casually put just, you know, a couple diamond ore there. Why not? Oh, this is, yeah, so this is Derpy's. Oh, there's the Emporium. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. So cereals right here is like another mountainside build. A lot of people liked building over here in the flower fields. They like all the different like colors that it comes to it. Some of them are talking about doing a casino. I think in chat right now, a casino on our server that people are playing. And we have like some standard stuff, economy things, just to let people buy and sell and trade in a way that's protected. For this is the Emporium. This is the EE Emporium. And this is a community-run mall. So yeah, buy from EER. And this is one of the spawn points that come from that central tower. So this is Haven, just like a little spot. Nobody can fight in here. You can't PvP. It's totally safe. And Wilderness is potentially PvPable. And then the E Emporium. So welcome to the E Emporium. Feel free to purchase whatever you want, buying or selling goods. We offer high traffic, protected location, 1,000 a week. You want, please add ECR. And all these people have set up shops that we have a plugin to do shops. So this is the black iron ingots, which I was talking about. And we're saying this, hi, I'm recording. But there's glowstone. You can buy like 64 of that. People are setting their own prices. And there's books and name tags, and people have set up different shops. You can hang out on the little benches that they've set up. And just looking at everything that was set up, there's mystery boxes which people have set up. Can I, hold on. Oh, somebody just gave me a piece of diamond block. Ooh, that definitely looks good. That would be good for someone to buy. But we have that. We have all these different shops that everyone has set up. I saw that. I saw that. Checking out the mystery box. I saw that. But people are selling all these different things, and all these different players have come around to add to this mall. And the Emporium has been something that everyone has been added. Peeking a bit. But yeah, a lot of people are on here. They're working on, I think that down there is where they're talking about a casino. So that's where they're going to have that. And then we have, yeah, the Christmas tree. We have the Christmas llamas. They set up like a little display. And they have this logo. And I think a few of them actually, come here. Yeah. So 47th is wearing, they've made a t-shirt of the logo of the mall. And a couple of them have added it to their skins. All right, we have End Town, which has been made, which was, this has been so common. I don't know if it's because of what happened in 100 days and 200 days about making and building a village and kind of taking it over. But I've found it really, really common for players to have taken over what was a natural village and to just start expanding on it. So this was just a normal village, and then Julie Pie and a few other people popped on the server shortly after 200 days and have just been expanding. It is Oak Valley, so TNT has been working on this. So it bubbles mobs. It's kind of like a reverse mob spawner, or like, no, this is just the upper level. So you bubble into here, and then down here is the actual base, where I think this is, I'm not sure what all of this is, but there's a huge farm underneath here. I love this base over here that they built. This is the most ridiculous cow farm, and feels like this is how cow farms operate in real life, which is depressing. This is Bob. This is the rarest mob on the entire server. Somebody ran the odds somewhere between 1 in 9,000 to 1 in 4,612,071 for the chances. Spawn chance might not be accurate. He did the math himself. Gave the stone sword to Bob. It wasn't added in the spawn chance. But this is a baby zombie blacksmith villager wearing full gold, wearing 3 pieces of golden enchanted armor. And somebody did the math on all of the different stats for this. He is name tagged, so he will never go away. Bob is one of our officially unofficial mascots on the server. And if we ever reset the world after like a year or so, we'll move Bob to the tower so he's protected. And I do love this little tunnel through, which is how you can get to, oh yeah, that's right. These are the people who are doing the map project. They're in the process of mapping the entire server. So these are all maxed out zoom maps. Yeah, this right here where these 2 maps are is where we're at, and that's how far they've been making their way across and around. The goal is to start here with this mapping location, and then once this is too big, to eventually get it to the point where they can have the entire server mapped out. We've also done like a couple different community builds in the SMP. We'll go check out Team Ravine in just a little bit. But this was Port Lego. This is something that we started on a stream, which we actually probably should get back to doing this sometime very, very soon. But we have like this awesome pickaxe statue, which is here. And this is like a large set of different, just huge terracotta biome. So we wanted to make like kind of a western town in here. So we have a bit of a bank and some other stuff that people have been setting up. Like that's the vault. And there's gonna be this is gonna be the saloon, and I built like a little house in here right now that will have some stuff in very, very, very soon. But we actually kind of have been building like a lore in a sense for the world. Sans Farms. Oh, he's made there's a raid farm that's been set up. So I'm guessing this is the players using the different lands options as sort of different districts in a sense. It looks like that is a raid farm. It looks like kind of the Impulse SV design over here. Mob farm, which looks very familiar. I built just a couple of these. So this is set up to not have spiders for sure. And it looks like with the trapdoors, this is definitely a gunpowder farm. Seven-Eyed Spider is another one of these bases that I've seen. These people have found a set of 7 cave spider spawners within walking distance to each other. So number 1 and number 2 are through this way. I have to like face into the ground here to try to see this. Yep. So this is number 1, and then this is number 2, 3, and 4. That even seeing these 2 that are immediately right above each other is kind of crazy. And then there's the first 4 that have all been spawned. And then if you come through, what is it? There's pathway, that's number 5. I'm trying to see them all without, yep. So then here's number 6. And then here is number 7. The fact that there are that many cave spider spawners in very, very close proximity to each other has just been kind of wild. So that's number 4. I don't think it's been hooked into the system yet, but super just ridiculous that these are all here and all right next to each other, and they took advantage of making a large technical mob farm based off of the fact of all of those different things. Snow King has set up just a nice, like, completely see-through tower, adopting the idea of people in glass houses should not throw stones, but just, I like it. It's super simple, super straightforward, and just super, super nice. Oh yes, I've seen this one. So this is Spartan K's base. They have fenced around the entire area so they're safe in here. And they had like a nether portal, which I think they shut off for a little while. And I like the bamboo forest, a big like wither rose area that they had mobs in at some point that they were using. And then you come over here, and then it's Etho, and then no one's continued the sentence on this server. And then you get into Skim's base as well, where they've also been setting up. And then if you get in just a little bit further over this direction, you get into Red Wrath's base, where you see so many people are making different things. This is like an anti-beacon that somebody has been building. I don't know if that's supposed to be like a Christmas present or something else. Oh, that's right. So Tacky found a mushroom biome that intersects the world border. So this is another one of the people who wanted to be right on the border. I think this is one of only 2 mushroom islands in the entire server. So Tacky has a near monopoly on mycelium. Takes a hot minute to fly up, even in spectator mode. But this is the farm for the whole base. This is another huge villager trading hall, which you've seen. You saw the Emporium, and this is what people have been doing to stock up the Emporiums. So it's been really just crazy seeing everybody's technical accomplishments. I feel bad for all of these guys right here, but also having it at like near sky level on the world border. Does this platform? Yep, it intersects with the world border. Is just kind of crazy to me. Like, it's absolutely insane. I saw this one that I want to shout out just for the name alone. America 2 Electric Boogaloo. It's somebody who just recently joined the server, and they're in this awesome like spiked snowy mountain biome, which just looks really, really cool. And then right as it intersects with a birch forest. But yep, America 2 Electric Boogaloo. And again, they have like one of these shops that has been set up right outside of their base, so they can sell netherrack right here. At Calamari's base, I really like this one. It's like completely built into this cliff face. I love seeing that a little bit. And then if you come over here, again, it's another villager town that has sort of been taken over. So you have all these, a couple of villagers that have been set up over here, and the town just got expanded on, and people have kept building for it. So, but I remember the player for this world saying that they were basically going to build a lot of Minecraft default generated stuff in a different way. So all the underwater stuff, they built it above ground, another portal floating on the water, just really, really cool things. Hey, hey Carter, how are you? Hope you're having a good day. I think they just claimed that one section, and then that's just it. Seb's base. I love to see, again, just like nice log cabins that have been set up with like the little flower pots on the edges, their dogs hanging out waiting. Oh wait, I didn't even notice. And they had a pit. They have a pit to bedrock with a massive beacon project. So it looks like, oh, they've expanded significantly since I've seen last, because last I had seen it was only that above ground section, but it looks like they're working on something down here at the bedrock level as well, which is really, really cool. There's Nice by Gingy, a couple shulker boxes set up down here, a nice area, like again, nice. But this one, I think, if I remember right, is, yeah, right off the back of some of those areas that we saw near the beginning of the tour. You have a couple more people joining the sort of area and peninsula and set up. And this is a nice little base. And then there's what I only can describe as like a sand, what is it? Like a sand igloo. I don't know what the word for that would be, but really, really cool. So when you're first spawning into the server, I don't know if anyone would recognize this or if it would look familiar. Maybe if I come over here and talk to this guy who doesn't do anything right now. We had this idea of locked shulker boxes that would drop in the world that we've kind of added and then kind of not. We have these community chests, which people can put different stuff in. Oh, looks like somebody put a bunch of ice in there for somebody else to use. But this is the Destiny, this is the Destiny 1 tower, or at least it was kind of designed to be. A very nice hat, some carrots, and the original 12 bamboo for 60 million. So just people a little bit overpriced. And then we have the blocksmith, where this is actually where you can get those reduced size, and we're not using the same plugin as you've seen on some other places. We kind of homebrewed a lot of this, like the villager trades itself is something that I've coded up, and we just are using a head database where we make up these trades and we switch them every couple days, like every 4 or 5 days. Through the back here, if we fly through here, this is where we've actually run all of our build events. So this is the bedrock to, actually, let's do these in order. So this is Waltopia. This is, I think, was our first build event on the server. This was the first one that we did that everybody had creative, and the idea was, let's build the best desert town ever. And not only did things happen with the town being made, but we had some lore which has been created around it as well. Yep, somebody wrote a book, like a 6-page book of what this cherry blossom tree is, which is really, really cool to have seen. And this looks amazing at night. And there's a little DJ booth which works, and this amazing lighthouse which was built by Dritz, which is kind of right on the edge of the border. It was not a huge space, but it's just, it works so perfectly as like kind of the big landmark build for the whole thing. And then everybody did so many small things, including some rockets designed to be escaping. And these were actually functional. And then they'd get to a certain height and we stopped them, so that way they just wouldn't just fly off into nowhere. And then we put the little like stained glass right here to give them the speed lines, so that way they look like it. Somebody made a nice netherite house, and I think that is actually what inspired the idea for the end project. And then here was the second one of these that we've done. This was celebrating the, what was it? I think it was when we did 100,000 subscribers. Since we hit 100K, even though we did I think we did the video when we were at 130, or the stream when we were at 130, even though we were at 100K, and people put diamond blocks around all of the edges since we finished. But this was kind of, is like, oh, we're super rich now, so let's just, because we hit 100K, so let's head over to an island resort and have a vacation. But since we couldn't do that IRL, let's do it in Minecraft. So we have people who made some amazing things. I really love this, that island house that has been set up. And then there's like an evil corporation down there. And then there's a couple other structures. I think this is the first instance of Legundo Corp. Yeah, somebody was originally working on this big project, and then it turned into, it was nice to play with you. I left, but I hope you have a blast. The 47th. So this is the first time somebody played on the server for this build event. Yep, that's the first Legundo Corp. As you can tell, Legundo Corp does not care about the environment whatsoever. And there's beds, and then there's editors' rooms in the main floors, which is really cool. And they have a giant bomb as well. Like one random button blows that up. Who knows? This awesome long ship which got built, and then during that build event, I worked on this little project, and I made this little island escape house. It is not as good as that one over there, but I'm proud of it. That's good enough for me, so I'm really happy with it. This one actually is really, really cool. This is the latest build event that we've done. It was only a few days before this video was recorded, and you can see certain things returned, like the flesh returned. Carnage, I think is what everybody calls it, from the first build, from the Waltopia build. But this was to celebrate the fact that there's a bridge on the server that, as long as you have a Java account, even if you want to connect from a Bedrock game mode, so Pocket Edition, Xbox, PlayStation, anywhere that is Bedrock, you can still play on the server. You just need to you need to log into Java as well. But from there, you can still play. So this was our bridge between the Bedrock and the Java sides, and it just turned into really, really cool. Somebody built like a little mini barge. There's this mini biome project where they rebuilt 9 biomes just in like micro scale. So I really like the dark oak forest. And then somebody jokingly built underneath, and then we turned it into a huge upside down hanging underneath this. This is parkour town. And then we have the horse taco drones, which are floating around, keeping an eye on everything and making sure everything was working well. And then a bunch of X-Wings somebody had built. We have a yellow submarine. We have... Okay, the person who built this insists that this is the Loch Ness Monster, but this is Shrek for me and always will be. So this is the Shrek Ness Monster in here. And then the Emporium, so pay ECR, and then somebody put sub to Legundo, and there's Derpy Deals, and all the people like advertising little things from the SMP on the bridge build, this is the most recent one. I'm really happy. Oh yeah, that's right. So this is somebody driving a Mack truck, and I and Horse were about to get hit by it, and then all his drones came in to save him. And then also here's Legundo's horse. Horse Taco killed the horse. There's apparently a horse here at one point, but they put just a grave in the middle of the street for Shelby and Tesla, which, oh no. oh, that's cool. They put little armor stands, and they put our heads on the armor stand. So there's a little Star Wars base diorama. And then Legundo Inc. returned, and they were carting things over the bridge right now. This is a fun build. I really like this one. And if you're watching this either when it's premiering or the day it went live, we are doing another one of these build events right now. So we are building the North Pole. Come and participate. This entire landscape probably looks pretty crazy by now, and I would love to have you come take part. We're streaming over on twitch.tv/Legundo, and we are live on the server. IP is in the description. I just wanted to again say thank you all for supporting everything that we've been doing. Thank you all for participating in the amazing server and the amazing community that we have created. Be good to each other. 300 days is coming soon, and I'll see you next time.